Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESL Guild Wars 2 Pro League. My name is Munchables, and that's Jebro, or Dan. I said that the wrong way around. That's Daniel, or Jebro. And this is Charnold. Say hello to Charnold. And we're here for week 6 of the Guild Wars 2 Pro League. And we're ready to get into the action because things are starting to hot up now. We're starting to see who is going to be going to finals and where people are going to be placed throughout the standings in general. But
we'll have to see. They could potentially pull out a win. We've got different tactics coming out from both these guys early in the map as well. Obviously, the Mesmer over on the red team base getting a bit ahead, actually, of Purple Noise as we go into the map here and see how well they're going to get on.
Yeah, let's see what the starts. And I love this new kind of stealth start that we're seeing now that we have Thieves in the mix, because this is something we didn't used to see, and Badaka is feeling the wrath of that as he gets chunked down to half HP. I say that, he's almost going down immediately into that down state, and I don't think he's going to be able to be safe. Viper is going to try and prove me wrong, though, as he tries to get into this fight, but he's not going to be able to go for that 2v1. He has to back away. Feroz is easily going to be able to survive that one. That's an easy first kill coming out from Orange Logo.
Actually, Syndrin is probably going to even attempt to pull off a cheeky kill here. Feroz has to be very careful as Viper actually turns around and just smacks him one. And yeah, just be careful here. Probably is better if Viper tries and gets towards of course, Cole there to get some support. But still, support, it's managing quite well here as well. As the kill comes out, should be able to get back into the fight quite soon. And actually, Red Team, Orange Logo do have the lead at present, but things could be turned around quite easily now over on this altar and also on the midpoint. Tanking quite well. This is a good tactic at the moment from Purple Noise, trying to rely on the guys over on the other side of the map, to try and get something so they can collapse on mid potentially and get some kills.
Yeah, and one of the things we've always kind of heralded Purple Noise for is their ability to sustain these points, ability to stay in these long extended team fights. And so far we'll see, we'll see whether that's going to pan out in this game or not, but Cole Summers and Scobo both being focused down, one for each team right there, but there's a good amount of sustain on both of these sides. You know, the Elementalist, going to be available for both of them, so there's a good amount of healing going to be coming out in these team fights, but it's down to where the Elementalist is placed across the map. But generally speaking, neither team getting too much kill pressure out in these fights, and that's going to be really important with the one cap over to Orange Logo. But Feroz is getting taken incredibly low, and this might be Purple Noise avenging the death of Badaka earlier on, but Cole Summer has been taken down as well. Badaka looking for the res and will be able to find it, though. Feroz also going to get back up, so neither team able to secure their kills to start this one off, but the pressure has come out in favor of Orange Logo as Honey goes down, but Scovo is going to be answered, so both Ellies now down to the ground. Honey is going to be able to use that Vapor Form, but there's nobody here to pick her up again, and she will be going down, but Scovo also dropped, so it's one kill apiece.
You saw Mora's coming out, yeah, over on midpoint, so good job from them. We are looking for the decap here from Carver as he disengages from that last fight over on towards the midpoint as well. And Syndrin is just trying to get as much damage as he possibly can. Defense field comes out from Carver as well. He's in a 1v2 situation as Badaka comes into this point as well. Now they need to be extremely careful. Viper coming in as well. Moa comes out from the transform from the engineer there. We see a portal going over towards the midpoint, actually coming back as well, so using it very defensively and changing up position for the team of Orange Logo there. So good job from them to try and keep something up here. But we are going to go back over to mid. Just have a quick look who's over there. Tage just sticking on point right now at the moment as well, fighting that pet, of course, from the Druid. Syndrin looking for the decap here, of course, but knowing that Cole Summers is going there.
Read him like an open book right there. Sin is not going to be able to go for the easy decap, but it doesn't mean that Cole Summers is at the wrong end of the map right now, and it means that this is going to turn back into a 4 versus 4 once Carver enters that fray again. But Sin, once more, going to try and kite away from the fight and look to try and get stillness. But Cole Summers, again, is going to be there. Oh, look at the damage coming out to Feroz. He just gets one shot. Didn't have his heal available. And it looks like he's going to get cleaved on out here. I don't see any way that the res is going to be able to come through if Purple Noise play this correctly. And Feroz will end up going down. Beautiful kill coming out from them. But in the meantime, Orange Logo were able to get stillness.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, exactly. And now they've still technically got the 2 caps. So if they just want to survive here like they are right now, good job. Tage is actually going to just bunker this up. He's going to be just 1v1 on these caps. And that's pretty much what one of his main roles is going to be. He's going to be tanking on node, holding the 1v1, maybe looking for Syndranir to come in for the +1s on different occasions. Feel like he's going to go to mid maybe now, or just poke over towards the altar maybe to help out, but he is going to +1 this fight over towards this midpoint now as well, and just see if they can get the quick kill. Actually, they're outnumbering quite significantly, so they need to think about moving out quite soon. Honey feeling the pressure potentially here by Syndranir. He's not going to be able to take him out that fast, but if they can get Daze on her, at least knock her down. And that's exactly what happened. Distortion comes out from Badaka, which is going to defend them both for a while, but they're just keeping them at mid. So, you know, here in this situation, they need to really watch out because they're Sydney's plussing a really sustained, tanky 2v2. And yeah, not sure about that movement in the end, but we do see the DK coming out over on the altar from Syndranir, of course, adjusting his position accordingly.
And that's going to be crucial because Orange Logo have the lead, but they were a cap down for a little bit there. Sin is going to be absolutely massive in this matchup if he can consistently get these decaps and deny the catch-up from Purple Noise. But so far, team fights have been going in favor of Purple Noise, but as I say that, we're going to see two members stealthing up towards Cole Summer, who isn't going to fare too well in a 2 versus 1. The CC is going to come out. I mean, Druid is a very sustainable class anyway, and it looks like Honey is coming to help on out in this one. But it's going to be 3 versus 2 in the end. Anyway, Carver is going to go down elsewhere on the map and will be finished off by Scovo and Baines, sorry.
But look at Badaka, portal to mid, is going to get a cheeky decap here, unless we see Lightning Flash from Scovo. I don't think he had it on cooldown, off cooldown, sorry, and unfortunately he didn't. So they do lose the cap there, and they made a really good, sensible rotation over towards this point. Now, unfortunately, Tage versus Cole Summer, they're going to be keeping him there at the very least. But unfortunately, it's not going to be very beneficial in the end. Maybe they're going to move Tage towards mid. I feel like that would be a better idea. Or either that, or just engage a big team fight. But they don't want to team fight too much, because they've got Syndranir, of course. And having the faith in that is not going to be great at all. They've still got the lead, 100 points here as well. Just 15 or so seconds until we see Tranquility and Stillness popping up above. But Badaka going down here isn't a great time at all to happen, because they've got those 2 important buffs coming up. So Orange Logo need to rush for this. Maybe even get some more kills here to potentially definitely control these buffs on the map.
Yeah, Viper going to be joining this one as well as Honey, so they're going to at least deny the recap, but the decap has happened already. But there it is, the Tranquility comes out. Cole Summer is able to get that for free. Feroz way too late to contest it, and that was just sloppy play by Orange Logo. Purple Noise should not have been able to take that buff for free, and that has meant that this game is well and truly in their control right now. All they have to do is hold these points, and I already mentioned earlier, they are fantastic at just sustaining these fights and holding notes. This is their strong point.
No, this is really in the favor of themselves, like you say. At the moment, they're going to pound away at this lead, and getting Stillness above didn't matter at all. The thing is now, Cole Summers down mid is going to be the start of maybe this, I was going to say comeback, but comeback in terms of caps across the map, and maybe that's what Orange Logo wanted to do. Don't potentially go for Tranquility. They did send someone down though. We've got DC. That would be another reason why.
Yeah, so that'll be why Cole Summers went down so easily there, I think. But a little bit unfortunate on that one, to be honest. Viper now going to be taken out by Sin.
Likely situation for that to really happen, to be honest, because they've got the, they've got the Mesmer, who is still, he's got Mercs, he's still quite very tanky. You've got the Druid as well as the Elementalist. Sin is going to have a nightmare time trying to get those guys down on different occasions as well, especially if they teamed up on nodes. And yeah, he's back in the game now. We have got good old Cole Summers coming back over towards this auto node to make sure they're going to be able to come back in this game. Still quite tight. We've only got about 25 points or so as the distance at the moment. And we're just looking for some kind of take back from Orange Logo to give them... they're still, ticking away at the points. They didn't get much out of Stillness, unfortunately, because obviously we saw Tranquility coming over, flipping those nodes. We're just kind of analysing the health bars, and Farrell's goes down very low on the other side of the map. He's got a little while till he can get back into Herald and potentially use his heal there, but he needs to just kite away and make sure he can get his health back up. Carver low down over on the midpoint. As Syndranir comes in for some nice burst, and the Elixir S-Proc comes out, as well as Baines trying to drop that Chaos Storm, but obviously Elixir S-Proc is going to save Carver there for a limited time only, but Scovo as well as Syndranir getting the collapse on him, and they're going to be able to take control of mid most likely here as well. We got nice sustain coming out from the red team over on this point. Baines and Tage, very, very tanky. Moa coming out as well. And Syndrome could +1. This is a good rotation coming out from Orange Logo. Distortion comes out onto the Moa there as well. So I'm not in a player's perspective at the moment because I can see it a little bit better at the moment with the abilities in terms of what everyone's using there as well.
The answer comes out from Viper though as he goes over towards the temple to get the decap. So at least they've answered somewhere on the map and they haven't lost control of the game completely off the back of that DC. Now 2 versus 1 over at mid towards Skovo. They should be able to finish that fight off and take this mid node. But as I say that, Tage is going to join the fray as well. Honey elsewhere though, who's starting to get taken incredibly low, will go into downstate over towards the altar, which is really bad news.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful portal is going to get Honey to safety, and they should be able to pick her back up. Carver going to follow on through as well, which means they will win the gate, but they might have just forfeit that fight over towards altar, although maybe I think Honey went back
He's
across
got free
again.
stillness here as well. There's no one contesting that. Both teams not thinking about the contestation of those buffs at different times in the map as well. The pressure may be really on here to grab themselves that extra cash, of course. And Viper now very low HP as we see some control effects coming out onto him, and he's going to be put into the downstate. Distortion comes out as well, but Farrell's goes down here as well as Badaka, bringing out that distortion at a very vital time. And we are potentially going to see the pickup actually.
Beautiful.
As things are taken really into the other, into favor of Purple Noise there. Badaka bringing out that distortion, but Sine having none of it. He's back on him like anything, trying to pick him up at the last moment here, but he's not good. Oh no, this is not good, Sin. You need to get the support of Skovo, and he just keeps the point contested long enough to come out with a switch there, and that was a really good job, really gutsy from Sin because he could have lost it.
The old bait and switch.
Yeah, 1v2. Skovo, is he going to just give this point up while they can just plus up elsewhere on the map? Feels like that's what's going to happen as Baines is dropping quite low. Gets his heal off as well. Syndrome coming in for the potential kill. As we see the Moa coming out, he really needs to pick up Cole Summers here. They both just jump on him, take him into downstate. So that's good movement again.
Oh,
we do see Honey going down as well. This is the bad time to see people fall down on the team of Purple Noise.
The +1 though is going to happen over towards mid in favor of Purple Noise. If they can win this fight quickly, then they should be able to at least stay in control of some parts of the map. But Feroz has arrived. Tage is going to be back to full HP as Skovo is going to +1 this fight once more. And again, another fight that's just not going the way of Purple Noise. Orange Logo is starting to take control of this map completely, and they have to just leave Badaka over at the temple in case Sin rotates over there. Now we're going to see Cole Summers heading over towards the temple, but immediately that's going to be answered by Baines, so that's just going to be a 1 versus 1. And I don't expect that 1 versus 1 to end anytime soon. It's all about the fight in mid, but neither team really managing to take too much of an advantage just yet.
Yeah, not at all, unfortunately for these guys. At least Carver did survive in the end on that point. This is some good support coming out as well as he's kiting away. You can still see how quite tanky he is, really. He's going to just be keeping that 1v1 sustained, so they keep it contested. And now really, oh, whoa, it's just as I jump into Cole Summers, he gets taken out again, perhaps potentially having some connection issues. We'll have to wait and see. But that's not working out well for Purple Noise. They really need to win this game to keep their positioning in the league as it is. An Orange Logo could actually climb a couple of positions depending on what else happens in the league, of course, between this week and the next. And now they're actually they're not able to hold the map with a cap point. So the likelihood of the comeback is real now, 2 minutes 30. And we're going to have another Tranquility and Stillness popping up, which really could mix things up even more.
Purple Noise absolutely have to control these buffs if they want to win this game at this point. It's all about the Tranquility, but look where Syndrome is. He might be able to get this on Badaka. He's going to arrive though, and it's going to ruin that, but it does mean that neither team is going to be able to get the Tranquility for free. And Orange Logo are 60 points away from victory right now. They've got to contest Stillness as well. There are now 5 objectives on the map that Purple Noise have to deal with, and Orange Logo, they just have to cruise right now. Syndrome might have to just run away from this one if he's not careful, but Skovo is in a 1 versus 1 against Carver.
Because Orange Logo do have the cap over on the temple, so they need to contest. They are contesting it Revenant versus Revenant here on the other side of the map, and this is going to be a very, very important matchup. Syndrome can just kite away and come back to the Mesmer, so that fight downstairs, if that doesn't get plussed up by, oh, they get the Stillness as well, obviously, up top. So that's very, very unfortunate there, as Honey obviously taken out of the map, but I'm so focused on this matchup as well. Getting that Stillness was so important with that cap in their favor, and actually Orange Logo could just all jump over towards Temple, but they don't want to give them anything away. And this is great control at the moment. Even putting Syndra downstairs, like, this is really, really good. He can grab stealth, he can kite away, like I said. Viper going into downstate as well with stillness. That's game end. And that's going to be 1-0 to Orange Logo.
It certainly is. That was absolutely all or nothing at the end there. If Purple Noise couldn't go and get the Tranquility, then they couldn't win the game. I'm curious to see how they come into this one and how they treat this matchup, whether they kind of let that get to their mentality that they ended up losing that game, or whether they're going to stay strong, stay kind of cool as a cucumber in this matchup and manage to push this one onto a victory. But Cole Summers has been caught out, but realistically, the Druid not the easiest target to take down early, but when it's a 2 versus 1, any target can be easily taken down, and I don't think Cole's having a great time right now as Sin and Skovo just going to batter him on down, and he will be taken out to start with.
The thing is, the unfortunate thing there is, you know, we saw Basilisk Venom coming out onto him. He's not able to pop up any of his abilities at all. Then we see him having to pop Signet of Stone. So as soon as that's out, and Honey is just taken out here as well with the support of Skovo and also Farrells and Sin just catching these guys out. They feel like they're just, you know, sporadically spaced around the map at the moment on an awkward...
Orange Logo are just going in a roaming death squad right now. They're not even playing Conquest, they're playing Team Deathmatch, and they are looking for blood. So far, they've been able to find 2 kills, and they're going to try and turn it into more as Badaka is feeling the pressure over towards Henge. But it looks like Sin is going to decide to back away from that one, and this is kind of the general gameplay of Thief. You just try and put pressure around the map wherever you are, but Baines is in a little bit of trouble. Badaka trying to chase him around the map right now.
He's going to let him go.
Oh my goodness, Baines gets away with it. So
he knows he's too far away to regenerate. He's going to be able to phase retreat away, probably a blink as well. So he knows he's probably not going to get that kill, maybe just making sure that he gets elsewhere to where he's needed. Now, Baines will regenerate and move over towards this midpoint with Skovo. They should be able to hold this for a while, maybe waiting for Sin, wherever he is at the moment, over towards this mine node as well. So they're trying to pick up the kill on Viper. This should be quite easy for them to get, whether or not Viper stays down there. Honey's going to come in for the support as well, popping off some of those shouts, as well as giving them some healing support there. And they know that that's going to be fairly sustained. So this Syndra already moving, but Viper moving through that portal over towards mid. Of course, from Badaka, it means they're going to be out of outnumber for a short period of time here. Going towards team fights, but you can see that as soon as they get the team fights initiated, Syndra has to think about regrouping or moving to another fight or another place on the map, because he can't do much in these team fights other than pick out these people who are on the sides, looking for his openings, as well as he's using his short bow effectively, so he can just skirt on the outside. But look at Viper, he's giving him so much trouble at the moment. I really feel like people underestimate how much a Revenant can really cause, you know, give the Thief a lot of grief. And that was just a really good example of that right there.
Certainly can. The story of this game so far has been the story of the start of Game 1 as well. Orange Logo have just managed to keep a single cap on the map somewhere and just slowly but surely rack these points up. And there's not really been much Purple Noise can do about it. This is exactly the same as the start of the map on Temple. But the thing is, when Purple were getting back in control of the map on Temple, it was because of Tranquility. There is no Tranquility on this map. Purple Noise are going to have to dig deep and find something that will give them the edge on this map, because so far just doing what they have been doing isn't going to be enough. But Viper has been locked up. Sin might be about to go down here. He's going to be able to kite away though, sprinting across the map, and look at the mobility that a Thief has in their toolkit. They're going to be able to escape straight away. And he finds Carver as well, who is all alone, and nice Thunderclap is going to get some stuns out, and Viper will be there to help Carver out. So nobody goes down in the end. As I say that, actually, Sin gets caught out by Viper. Nice phase traversal to finish him off, and he will end up going down. So really, really good play by Purple Noise. Good team play, but Carver might still be in trouble here as Feroz looks to try and finish him off. He's getting incredibly low, and I think he's just about out of cooldowns. But there comes Cole Summers. No, he goes into downstate anyway. Cole Summers looking for the res though, will be able to pick him up, and actually going down and getting picked up in that situation is going to be pretty much like getting healed anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it basically Carver, you know, had his water field and whatnot as well, but unfortunately, just going down, wasn't able to grab as much regeneration as he would have liked to, of course, as well as the burst coming out from Farrells. He goes down, and Viper just going to be leaving him as Badaka pulls out the distortion stomp there as well. And again, like I was talking about before, they're leaving Tage on this other point while they contest around the map, but we are going to see the plus up coming from Badaka on this node with Honey, and versus Tage. stage, they're going to be able to take away a lot of conditions here. So still, even though, you know, they're plussing up, they're not going to be able to do a lot very quickly because the Mesmer's just bringing out the extra condis there. So, you know, he's moved back over towards the midpoint, actually. And I do believe, did he leave a portal? Yes, he did. While they wait for Cole to obviously come back off res, we are going to see as well Pharaohs are moving over towards this midpoint. With Sin, looks like he's going to plus up as well, knowing that that was potentially going to be the case there. So Badaka already thinking about that and moving Viper to really annoy Syndranir. So this is the key tactic that Purple Noise are doing at the moment. They're moving Viper into positions where he can bother Syndranir and he can't +1 and get kills quickly. So this is a really good movement from Purple Noise right now.
Yeah, absolutely is. And you can see, I was talking about how Orange Logo were just slowly but surely eking out this lead. Purple Noise aren't letting that happen for free anymore. They've managed to equalize on caps. If they can get the decap on the mine now, they're going to be able to catch up in points and they're going to be able to get themselves back on into this match. They're only 80 points down at this stage, so it's definitely not done just yet, and we'll see whether they can keep up this good rotation that we're seeing out of them right now, or whether it's all kind of going to fall apart, because Orange Logo, we've seen fantastic things from them, especially in that first map. We saw their team play and we've seen the kind of roaming death squad, but we're going to see a Moa onto Honey, and that should be the death of the Elementalist right now. There's 3 players here though, and they might be able to look for the res if they can. There's a whole lot of cleave coming out though, and will get stopped in the end. So it's another kill coming out for Orange Logo. Just as I mentioned the roaming death squad, they are going to find another one, but for Roars elsewhere not feeling too great. Carver should be able to go down there with Baines and Sin chasing him. I don't think there's much of a way for him to escape this one. And this is really not looking great for Purple Noise in these fights. If they keep on losing members like this, it's not going to be good news. But
Baines really saved Syndranir with a distortion yet again, because he almost went down himself, and having the Mesmer there to give the distortion means he can either get out or be very offensive. And actually Syndranir just moves right over on the other side of the map towards Cole, over on this mine point now as well, looking for the next kills. They are 100 points ahead at the moment. Viper coming in to bother Syndranir. Hopefully he'll be able to get the port, but he won't be able to. Cole goes down. Nice knockback from Pharaohs on the Herald Elite, of course, and does a fantastic job of making sure he's not going to be able to get in and get the res, or actually get any damage off onto Syndranir whatsoever. So good job from this team of Orange Logo to thwart Purple Noise from getting the reses and getting the focus damage here.
Yeah, absolutely. Enough. Speaking of focus, Viper is going to be over towards the mine, but the decap has come out, so Purple Noise don't have a single node, and Orange Logo are stacking up points. Honey looks like she's about to go down once more over towards that mine, and there's nothing Viper can do about that one. He's in a 1 versus 3 at this stage, and it's not really a fantastic situation to be put in. And that means that the mine should eventually be going the way of Orange Logo as well, although there are some reinforcements going there from Purple Noise, so I don't think it'll go either way just yet. 1 versus 1 between Tage and Carver will go on for a very long time, and we're going to see Sin trying to chase Badaka, and he's just going to +1 whatever fight Badaka finds himself in right now.
Yeah, trying to just get over towards this mine point now, as we have our look at the perspective of Baines over on the node, just distorting there as well to bring in some survival for himself. But you can see his other members enter the point as well. It's helping out Pharaohs and Syndranir as they push into the map. It didn't get affected on Syndranir, of course. Actually, we can see the interrupt coming out onto Baines. Baines needs to be very careful, as well as Sin, who does need to use that Signet to actually get away and actually remove just one of those conditions. He's got his heal up as well. It's going to be able to gain a lot of endurance. You saw the amount of endurance, and Viper just punishes him for leaving the support there over on the mine point, but he had to. There's nothing else he could have done there. But Cole Summers is going to go down elsewhere, of course, over towards this mine node. So we are going to see himself and Syndranir in the downstate completely finished.
Though, is going to be going into downstate elsewhere on the map as well. Viper should be able to finish this one off, and we keep on seeing fantastic plays coming out from Viper on this Revenant. Baines trying to get the res, but way overextended for that one, and he's going to end up going down as well.
Bother looking at him then.
And now
like, oh, Sin
looking for the res. Honey should be able to deny this one. I don't think she's noticed though, and that is going to be a free res coming out for Orange Logo. Honey dropping the ball on that one. Complete butterfingers. The Moa comes out. Honey's going to go down, and that is how you flip the tables. Orange Logo swapping a kill instead for a life, and Honey will be dropped, and now that is going to be Orange Logo back with momentum in their favour.
Yeah, indeed. They get Cole Summers down. The 1 cap ain't going to matter. I know it's not on the map at the moment, but it was capped in their favour, I do believe. And maybe jumping into the cap at that point in time, a desperate move on a node which is really far away from a respawn as well, and from the mid fight, which is not going to be left by blue team at all. And we are going to see them picking up their close point, of course, now as Carver does get that node in the end, potentially knocking off Tage off point there as well. We are going to see Honey again in a lot of trouble, but she does get a... Sorry, it wasn't Honey, indeed. We're talking about Viper over on this midpoint. That's what we're talking about. Is he is just trying to distance himself, maybe put some pressure once again on Syndrome. You can see him trying to train him down as he moves over around this midpoint and just moving over towards Rhodes, as well as going for Baines potentially here as well. Syndrome is on the chase, and he's trying to take him out maybe potentially as well. Backing up Baines there, knowing that he's going to be able to get that nice support potentially, as well as some of those interrupts. They're going to help Syndrome get that burst out as well onto their opponents over on this mine point.
Yeah, so 2 versus 2 here, Baines and Sin versus Viper and Cole, but I can't say that there's a whole lot of sustain there in favour of the Thief, or in any situation there's not really a sustained advantage for the Thief, but we are going to see a whole bunch of members heading over towards this fight. And there's another pretty big fight over towards mid, but Sin is going to be going to get the decap on the henge. So again, Orange Logo will be able to get a cap advantage for themselves. And with the points how they are, and only 4.5 minutes left on the clock, this is starting to run away from Purple Noise. Unless they can make something happen just about now, then they're pretty much running out of time. And now Carver trying to chase out Feroz, but Sin is actually just going to run past him. He's not even bothered at this point. Viper looking for the cap onto the henge. He's not quite going to be able to find it though. And once again, this Revenant 1v1 between Feroz and Viper will begin. We'll see who's going to be able to take an advantage on this one. It looks like it's going to be for Viper here as he gets reinforcements from Badaka.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Viper does leave that fight in the end, knowing that he's not going to be able to get an if, knowing that they've got that sorted really well. Feroz does move out back over to potentially just put some pressure on, trying to be cheeky there. Crystalline Hibernation comes out as well. Viper will be moving over towards mid here. Needs to get to Honey soon. Has his Herald heal ready in about 1 second and should be okay. And actually, Feroz needs to be very careful himself. Tange comes out for the extra support, and they're off node for quite a long time here. But the point is still neutralized. Very, very equal at the moment. Blue team do start to get some more caps in their favor. Tage just opting to use that shield while Feroz escapes over on the other side. We see that Baines has been taken into the downstate here as well, as Scovo does attempt to leave, moving over towards this midpoint. They have managed to actually get themselves a cap here, and with Feroz, like you say, down as well as Baines.
Yeah, maybe this
be enough though.
If they can get at least a 2 cap right now, I think maybe they've got enough time to catch up, so long as they can maintain it. That's the crucial thing here. But with Sin on the enemy team, he's going to consistently be getting these decaps, and he's just going to be an absolute thorn in the side of Purple Noise. They are going to be able to get this henge once again. If they can hold it for another second or so, they do, just in time. Baines was about to arrive and contest that, but he's going to be denied in the end. So it's a 2 cap in favor of Purple Noise. If they can hold onto this, maybe they can still get back into this matchup right now, but it's going to be a challenge, that's for sure. Maybe they can push this into a 3rd game, though. They absolutely need to if they want to push for that 4th place spot. Purple Noise, remember, need to win this one if they want to secure themselves 4th place. If they win this and More Guns N' Roses lose later today, Purple Noise have guaranteed themselves 4th place, which is a $2,000 jump. But Cold Summers is going to go down, and Feroz is going to steal away the mine. In the meantime, the henge is decapped as well. And as I'm talking about this dream scenario for Purple Noise, it seems to be sand slipping through their fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Just as you were saying, there wasn't really enough time. There's too much pressure in terms of time on what they're going to have to bring out here to get everything they need. Kills, or they need bosses as well. Badaka probably knows that. He's going to go down quite shortly if he's not careful. Has to use all of his shatters there as well to get rid of those conditions, as well as bringing out some extra damage. Still has shatters available. He doesn't have his signet up to recharge those, so in the end, he's just going to go down as he runs out of cooldowns. They're not obviously around forever, and we're going to see Baines coming in with the distortion to bring out the extra damage and pour everywhere to just give me a lot of trouble, putting the Moa down as well. And we're going to see Cole Summers downstate. That will definitely be game. We have not got enough time for sure for these guys to come back into this, especially with the state that they're in at the moment. And just midpoint, trying to be contested versus Tage, versus Scovo here, and Carver as well. Tage has actually moved around the map. You've seen him do this. This is Tage right now in this game. He's just going in a triangle around the map. And basically they're just putting him in positions in 1v1 so they can get back to these team fights, +1 Tage on a contested point. And you know,
the thing is, when you've got that going on with your Dragon Hunter, and you've got a Thief doing a similar thing as well, how on earth do you keep any caps as Purple Noise when you have two different players just roaming around, finding the right fights and finding the decaps? It's so difficult to stay in any kind of control of that game. And now the 2-cap going to come out from Orange Logo. They're not looking for a 2-cap though. They're looking for a 2-0 right now, as Purple Noise are 200 points down with only 30 seconds left on the clock. There's another kill going the way of Orange Logo's. Viper is going to drop. That's another one for Syndra here.
I mean, while this game just ticks out as well, I mean, it's worth thinking about the fact that, you know, if Orange Logo win next week, they've beaten Purple Noise. So in terms of a head-to-head, in terms of sorting out placing, because Orange Logo versus Purple Noise, you know, Orange Logo can only get 9 points out of the rest of the season, and currently Purple Noise have 9 as well. But in a head-to-head, they will go one place above them, and now Purple Noise know that that's their last series of this season. We are going to see the maps. We're going to see teams splitting out as we have on the red team, rank 55 Dragons versus more guns, as we see the splits for the first time in this series.
Oh, look at that stat coming out from rank 55. They're going for the Death Squad approach again. We see that stealth group going across, but not going to be able to find anyone this time. And we've seen that be very, very successful in the past, but it looks like Zuik is the one that's going to be under attack to start this one off. It's 3 versus 3 though towards this midpoint by the looks of things, as we see 1 versus 1s on both side nodes. As I say that, actually Zuik going to be going up to try and fight out against Oracle along with Xionix, but don't know how that one's going to go just yet, as we are going to see Oracle. Looks like he's decided to back away from this one, maybe trying to contest for as long as he can, and actually he's looking for a kill onto Xionix, which really shouldn't be happening in a 2 versus 1, but he's trying to make it happen anyway.
Well, yeah.
We'll have to back away in the end.
Yeah, he's got Portal ready and available. Xionix is just going to stay on point, of course. We'll see him move out fairly shortly. Mancow over on this altar node as well, as we currently see Levin trying to take out Tayskin here, and Tayskin doing a good job at surviving at present, as we go into Zan's point of view here as well, over on the midpoint of the map. We did see earlier, of course, different choices as well for elites for different people, as Zan is opting to go for that stealth gyro. Of course, you can see a lot of usage from that potentially in the future. So we see him, oh, he's got to be careful here as he tries to make some gap. Tries to close the gap on Cranox. We do see Zuik coming in as well for some extra damage. Tayskin could go down on the other side of the map as well, as they're still 2v1. And actually, rank 55 Dragons are holding very well, seeing as the fact that they've been actually 2v1ing Tayskin for so long. And Zan responsible for a lot of that sustain here, pulling 2 people off the cap over on the mid.
And now Cranox is looking to be in trouble as well. Zan just trying desperately to finish him off. Cranox will be able to get to the safety of his team though, and will be topped up by Demon. And now it's 2 versus 2 once more towards this mid node. But as I say that, Zan is going to be left alone. No, he's not. They're all baiting me with their blinks.
Nevin coming in over on this
goes
node,
down.
Good knockback from the elite there, and there's nothing Zuik can do about that. And the only thing Zuik can do is run for his life. Run, Zuik, run! I need to get away and leave this, as he uses his sword free. The unrelenting assault, of course, to evade a lot of that damage. Crystalline Hibernation comes out as well, and Levin is not having any of that as he plays his Levin Teeth. But he's not playing with so we're going to go towards Tayskin here. He's trying to get the decap versus Mancow versus the Druid, of course. And, you know, possible for that to happen, but at the moment, not very likely. He's going to look for the +1 here. Feel like he could really move out of that matchup in all honesty, but at least he's creeping the Druid out of the situation.
Cranox gets res though. They are going to be able to pick him up, so Morgan's managing to take control of this fight once more. The mower does come out, as you say, and Tayskin not feeling too great in this one, but it's going to be Zan who might be about to go down 11. And I couldn't see who else there was. Texby was there with him, and it is going to mean that he gets that support and will be able to get healed back up. Obviously, Texby has a lot of sustain to give out to his teammates as that Elementalist, but Zan's still going to be feeling the pressure. Has his heal available though, so should be just about okay in this one. But a very long-winded fight going off in mid here, and neither team really able to take an advantage. But that's perfect news for rank 55, because they've had a cap this entire time, and they've been slowly but surely building up a lead for themselves. They're now 70 points ahead of their opponents in Morgans than Roses, and they are more than happy to just keep these fights sustained. But Tayskin, he's not going to be able to sustain for much longer as he ends up going down.
I mean, we might have been, if he had like the, if he had the Blast Gyro maybe for the knockbacks and whatnot, he might have been able to get that decap, but really didn't see much of the point, to be honest, in that 1v1 over on that side of the map. And unfortunately for him, in the end, he proves the point quite well. And they don't get anything out of that in the end. In fact, they just lose 5 points. So they get the Druid out, but Oracle here could potentially go down from that Mora, of course. Pulls out the heal, does have Portal and Blink available with Stillness. Are they going to interrupt that? Zan does get the interrupt there, probably by the Elixir Gun, of course, as well, off running that there. And now moving over towards the midpoint. Levin is just going to try and get this cap here as we see Oracle coming in for the extra damage. Evade as Oracle comes into the point, as well as trying to get some extra damage there, as well as Cranox coming in with those traps, of course, and that burst damage, which could really give some trouble to rank 55, although they're not feeling it as they reach full HP on this across the board. Zan is going to keep that 1v1 between himself and Demon going, but unfortunately because of that, we've not really got much support for the team of More Guns N' Roses mid at the moment. Zurich is going to drop here as well as Cranox.
Yeah.
They really need some kinds of support in that situation. The Elementalist is just meaning that the Revenant could just bash away basically and get the damage off he needs to.
Certainly could. And now Mankau is not feeling too great in this 1 versus 1 as the Onyx is slowly but surely winning this one out. But Mankau will be able to heal himself back up once more. But it is now a 2 cap for rank 55. And Onyx just gets burst on down. That will be Mankau winning out that fight in the end with the help of 11. And that's another kill going the way of rank 55. It's another cap going the way of rank 55. And now it's Oracle who's on the ropes. But Tayskin is incredibly low as well. It's going to be tricky to win this one out for Oracle. But he blinks away and Texby is going to join that fight instead. And in the meantime, the heals have come out from Cranox and Tayskin. Texby knows no fear as he enters this fight, but Zan is going to arrive to turn this one into a 2 versus 2. And in fact, Oracle is here as well. They're going to block Zuik's path onto that node and deny him +1ing the fight. In the meantime, this Stillness is still being fought over, but it's just going to be kind of decapped by, or I say decapped, that's not really what happens to buffs, but they're going to be able to deny it at least for each other. And now, again, Texby and Zan doing a decent job in this 2 versus 2. It's not going either way just yet, but as I say that, Zan's starting to get incredibly low. Cranox looking to try and finish this one off as Tayskin chasing Zan down, but the heal is going to come out in the end.
He's not even leaving. He doesn't need to because he had his heal. He's going to be able to get no, he's not going to get the line of field off at all, is he? Because he's not going for that in his trace. Big difference there, and they bring Cranox down elsewhere just on this node, able to win that 2v2 pretty well and pretty strongly, to be honest. Again, proving, look at the Elementalist there in that matchup. That is just a horrible matchup for More Guns N' Roses. And rank 55, using their team very, very well in this map. Rotating, matching up successfully here. Zuik, even if he gets Stillness, it's probably not going to matter. We've got Tranquility down below. Mankau is going to get that easily here as well. No one is contesting that, unfortunately. And Stillness will be picked up there by Zuik to make sure they're not going to get the 6 cap, obviously. But with Tayskin obviously going down over towards the altar as well. Zuik tries to come in to do anything about that. Zan is going to go down, no doubt. Oh, is Texby going to be able to come in with the save?
3 seconds still. His
He's
heal
got his
comes
stealth
up.
gyro as well. He's got stability. No, it's not enough, but is he going to get the stealth off? I believe he is stealthed here. Texby is going to come in for the nice save. No, he's not. Too much pressure. I mean, it would be... I don't think he would go for that, to be honest. Mankau's going to try it.
They can still...
Really?
No, they can't get him back up, but they still keep the altar. That's the important thing. And they, in fact, have managed to keep... As I say that, they can't keep all 3 nodes because the temple is going to be decapped. It's going to be Levin decides to back away from that fight against the Onyx, but they keep the altar, they keep the gate, and that is a 2 cap and complete map dominance for rank 55 Dragons. Look at the score difference right now. They are giving More Guns absolutely no breathing room, and they are just forcing these fights out. And we're seeing that rank 55 not only pick the perfect fights for themselves and they give themselves those advantages, but also just their mechanical prowess means that they don't lose these skirmishes. We've not really seen a fight where without a +1 More Guns have managed to just win out.
Well, the thing is as well, they're able to move patiently. As someone is about to go down, like perfect example was Oracle there. You see over on the altar earlier, you see Texby ready to move in position to support, and he's been allowed to actually have that room to move quite freely around the map in different situations because we've got sustain elsewhere. And actually rank 55 moving into this more really sustained is very tanky composition. I mean, the only one who's really bringing out a ton of damage is Levin. I mean, even the Mesmer, it's a lot of condition damage, but it's very tanky on top of that. and that Mesmers are like going to allow them to rotate around the map quite easily. Now, of course, we know that the potential to move over towards Carrion from the Mesmer means they're going to be a lot squishier, which I think is, you know, just a lot more healthy for the game, really, in any state. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see even next week that change coming out from Mercenaries Amulet, which will be removed.
Certainly will.
This is it.
Demon is now going to go down as well, but just look at the scoreboard. This is rank 55. They're kind of just finishing everything off and just tying it off neatly with a bow as they are over 400 points ahead of their opponents as they end this game, or unless more guns can suddenly change that. Zan might just be about to go down though, but that is going to be a teammate coming in to save him. In the end, Tasker predicting his movement though, he's going to be able to find him down bottom, but the beautiful stealth comes out and will be able to save himself once more. He can't really heal himself up that much, but Kranox isn't going to be able to find him while he's still just sneaking around everywhere. Zando so close to going down. He's on about 2 HP, 46. Will survive in the end. Levin is going to be able to keep the opponents busy, and Zan, you slippery devil, you will be able to escape that fight and just prove that rank 55 are pretty much unbeatable at this stage within Europe. We'll see if that's going to be the case though next week against Vermilion. It's definitely going to be one heck of a matchup, but right now, rank 55, they've lost control of all of the nodes, and Morgans are desperate to try and get at least 100 points on the board.
It doesn't really matter at the moment, but yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe they're just going for kills at the moment. And of course, earlier when I was talking about the damage that comes out, Levin, of course, is accompanied by Zan, going for that Marauder's Amulet as well, obviously. But, you know, in terms of like the massive amount of burst, significant burst damage that can come out, Zan is just he's gonna deliver a lot, but not as much pressure as Levin can at the best of times, because obviously Zan is quite tanky and conditions are coming out, as well as some focus damage onto himself. He has to be a lot more aware of his survival, because the Revenant's got a lot more evade, and he's got a lot more survival than the Engineer in that case. So, you know, Levin's uptime in terms of damage is you know, you can see how effective he's been in this map, and maybe he feels that this just might be the way to go. Let's go for the thief. Finals are going to be interesting, or they're not playing the composition that they want to have in the finals because they don't need to versus a team like More Guns. And that's not me taking the mickey out of More Guns and Roses. That's me just saying there is a significant difference between these teams.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it in the scoreboard alone, and the way that these team fights have been going, the way that these 2v2s have been going, it's clear that rank 55 are an absolutely dominant team, and you're absolutely right that they are going to be trying to hold these strategies in their back pockets. They don't want to give anything away as they head towards finals. They want to keep their cards close to their chest. So I think you're absolutely right in saying that this is very likely not the team composition we'll see at finals from rank 55. Or, other side of that, it could just be that they are absolutely confident that this is the optimum composition with the current state of the game. We'll have to wait and see as we get towards finals. We've still got another week yet, though. We're not at finals just yet, so we'll see how that's going to change as we get closer and closer to Burbank. But 5 points remaining on the clock. Just a single kill will do it right now. I want to see rank 55 just group up and look for a single kill to finish the game out at this point. There's no way, even with a 3 cap, in fact, even with a 6 cap, I'm not sure it's possible for Morgans to win at this stage with just 2.5 points
it's definitely not
on the board. So I'd love to see rank 55 just group up and just search for an instant kill on someone, and they are actually going to group up mid and look for Tranquility, in fact, and maybe
they're just hunting,
they're stealthing. They're waiting to see who would go out for Tranquility, and they are going to punish Kranox here, who tries to get that buff and will just get taken on down. That is going to be the kill going through. Levin looks like he's going to be the one to take the victory for rank 55 Dragons in the end. 500 points on the board, and a solid game from the rank 55 Dragons.
I mean, one thing to note is we've got this difference. I mean, we've seen Celestial Shadow coming up a little bit more. He might change it over now, but still with the Druid, of course, going for Nature Magic, Beastmaster and Druid there. Picked that up earlier, so just apologies as I missed the traits. So just showing you as they get the stealth up early on. Of course, they get the stealth and the super speed when he comes out of that Celestial Avatar as well, which I love that support and repositioning that can offer if they should so need it. And then Zan moving over towards them, maybe thinking about plussing one. Actually, no, he's going to move over towards the midpoints. We see a lot of damage coming out here between these guys over in the roads below key.
I love how this map now starts with a team fight every game. It's fantastic, but Levin is kind of just kiting around the entire map. He's doing a little bit of a dance for them, and they're struggling to keep up to him. Mankau is going to be the target in the end. Over towards the Henge is Tayskin trying to win out that fight, but I don't think that's going to go anywhere anytime soon. Oracle again versus Zeonix, but in that mirror matchup, I don't think either one will be able to just take up a straight-on 1-versus-1 win without an out-skill. But again, yeah, you're absolutely right. This big team fight is going to be where it's all going on at the moment. But I mentioned how I don't think either of them will get too big of a lead in the 1-versus-1, but Zeonix is kind of losing out to the Oracle right now, and we're going to see Zuik +1 this fight to try and help out, but Levin arrives as well, and Zeonix is in a lot of trouble. He's incredibly low and will get dropped down in the end. Levin is there to finish off the kill. Zuik trying to get the res, but I don't think that's going to happen, my friend, and it looks like rank 55 are going to be able to draw first blood in this matchup, and Morgan's already going to be on the back foot as the mine has been captured by rank 55. They get the first kill, and now they're going to be able to control the middle of the map as well. Yeah,
Demon is just going to have to kite the best way he possibly can here, and they know that he's going to be able to have to sustain himself quite well as he moves around the map there as well. Tayskin probably will lose that 1v1 again in time, but keeping the points sustained as long as he possibly can. But the Oracle coming over potentially to equalize things up here, as he does see that Zeonix has gone into this fight as well. So they will be very sustainable as well, as Oracle now versus Zeonix over on the Henge point in a 1v1. Tayskin trying to maybe stick around. If he keeps Mankau away...
It wasn't very sneaky when he basically
sneakiest.
high-fived Mankau on the way past.
Pretty much. Hello, Mankau. How are you? And then we're going to jump over towards the other side of the map. Kranox and Zuik maybe could get some nice bursts onto Levin, unless we see some support coming out from Zenorda. And this could be a really interesting 2v2 with a lot of burst damage potential from these pairs. As Levin is trying to be focused here by Kranox, but Kranox needs to be very careful. Drops down a couple of traps as well. Just drops down the healing trap there to maybe try and bring Levin. He's just trying to distance himself. Does combo up to get the port and the potential damage, but he doesn't really come out onto Levin. And in fact, Kranox is likely to go down, pulling out the second Virtue, which will give him some healing support, as well as that renewed focus to renew those Virtues, of course, as well, which will sustain him for a bit longer. But as soon as that's gone, he's relying on Zuik to really help him out here. And still using the area pretty well, to be honest.
Zuik has done a fantastic job to keep Levin busy during all of that. And Kranox was able to kite around for so long, but he might just be out of cooldowns at this point. His heal is on cooldown, and Levin will be able to use his phase traversal to catch up in just a second. So it will be Kranox going down in the end. Zuik going to look for the res here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to find it. CC should be available, and that will be Kranox going down in the end. And now Zuik may have extended a little bit too far to try and get that res. He is going to have help from Demon in this fight, but all in all, it's a 1-0 in favor of rank 55 Dragons, and now they can turn that into some map pressure because of the 90 points up, but they don't have a single cap on the board. They need to use this man advantage that they've managed to gain and turn that into a cap somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, but it's a really slow game. There's just so much to sustain on the map. Although Tayskin could go down mid, Elixir's prep comes out. He's got his Stealth Gyro up, and he just needs some kind of support. And Demon comes in at the right time to offer that up, which means Tayskin could be fully offensive here. Pulls out that Elixir gun, trying to go for the Acid Bomb. Gets off a nice amount of damage. You can see the amount of damage is ticking off for this man right now as well. Mankau just dips over to the side. We're going to see Zeonix going down over on the other side of the map as we see that 1v1 potentially end. Well, of course, we did see that Mankau came over to offer us some support as well. Zan might be able to get the kill here as well.
Or might get killed himself as he has to jump away from that node, desperately trying to survive. Heal will be available in just a second, but Kranox is not letting him get away easily and will look to punish this one. Nice heal comes out from Texby, will save Zan's life in the end, and Kranox can't quite finish him. Zeonix went down elsewhere though. Obviously that was towards the, I think it was the Henge that 1v1 went down. But here we go, 2 versus 1 over towards the mine as Levin doing his very best to dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge around this node, waiting for Zan to arrive. And the +1 is going to arrive though from Kranox as he looks to get into this fight as well. And Zan might just be the target, but Mankau is not going to let this +1 happen without some help. Zan goes down though, and he's desperately trying to roll away as someone knocks him back there. The res is going to try and be channeled by rank 55 Dragons. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it though, and Mankau has to back away and use his heal for himself. Tayskin so low though. If they extend too far for this stomp, they are going to die themselves, and the res comes through in the end. Look at how low the health bars are for Morguns. Zuik is so close to going down, as are Kranox and Tayskin. The healing is going to be there though, coming through from I'm not even sure who's in it right now. Everybody's smashing all of their abilities, to be quite honest. But Tayskin will drop in the end. And I don't think they're going to be able to counter-res here.
It's just a classic example of out-sustaining your opponents, and that's what they've done in that situation. Zan can just go on with the damage as well as Levin.
Oh, the res!
And the strength.
They're going to get the res back.
They've not got enough cleave there to keep him down as well, and it's... You know, we're seeing nice, we're seeing some interrupts and CC coming out as well, but, you know, in the end, just not able to get enough damage on that corpse. They didn't bring him down, unfortunately, but they're still going to lose out this fight. You know, Zan is dropping quite low. He's got his heal back up quite soon. Elixir S proc as well as the Waterfield coming out. Should be okay to bring down Tayskin. And Xeonix goes down on the other side of the map. I mean, the reason I don't sound massively excited is you can see this is going to happen a mile away. They just have a lot more sustain here. Oracle moving potentially towards the mid, although they will have respawn soon, so obviously he knows that. Zuik down Sayed elsewhere, over towards this mine. Notice Mancal does finish him off, of course, as well. And yeah, well, it looks like we're just waiting out the rest of the game. 252-0 with the 2-cap in favor of rank 55 damage. Wow,
yeah.
They might as well be called rank 55 damage, to be honest, because they are just all over the faces of More Guns Than Roses. In fact, More Guns have so little guns at the moment that they could just call
more
them
roses than guns at this point. And it's thornless roses to say the least. But I mean, we were mentioning how we haven't seen a perfect game in the Pro League Season 2 so far. Rank 55 are wanting me to eat my hat on that one. Oracle is incredibly low though, and Tayskin looking to try and finish this one off along with Zuik. Are they going to ruin the perfect game? Somebody has to save it right now. Zan trying to get on for the rest, but it's not going to happen. And the second I mentioned the perfect game, Caster's Curse
Oracle
is going to be cast onto rank 55.
You have failed this city.
Disaster. The crow's already pecking at his body right there, but Zan is going to go down as well. That is going to ruin the perfect game. And Cap comes the way of Morgans as well. Texby, he's going to fight. I don't think he's going to get the res.
Nice knockback as well. Zuik comes in. He's going to go for it again. Pulls out a shot.
There's
trying to
two
heal
men
himself
available. How is he getting this?
He's going to get it. He's going to power through. And Zan is alive and well. And Texby is cheering away, trying to make sure that the team are going to survive. They're going to contest this henge node as well and take more people out. Will More Guns and Than Roses bring their holster with the gun this time, included? Because they need to try and pull out some damage.
I have no idea what just happened there. Like, there's no reason Texby should have been able to get that res.
He's in a really nice position though, as he goes for the res, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, if with two people there, they didn't even need CC. They could have just cleaved and just out-damaged the res, surely, at that point. But either way, it's in the past now, and there is going to be a beautiful res coming out from Texby in the end. But again, massive lead coming out for rank 55 Dragons. They're just looking to close this one out. And they're also looking for a kill onto Tayskin, who's getting incredibly low, and he's running out of cooldowns at this point. But Zan doesn't have a whole lot remaining in his toolkit to finish off that engineer. But across the map, generally fairly even skirmishes going on. But we are going to see, I think it's Mancow over towards the mine. Looks like he might be able to get a free cap here. Zuik looking to try and deny that face traversal. Should be available any second, but Mancow isn't targetable. Does get over the wall, but it's a little bit too late, and the cap will go the way of rank 55 Dragons. So again, they've found an income to start bringing these points home.
Look at Zan as well, coming into the point, going to try and get off potentially quite a lot of damage here as well, off onto Kranox. Once his cooldown starts to go, you're going to see he's not going to have a lot of burst. Waterfield comes out from, of course, Zan to offer up some extra protection as they heal around the point, as well as blasting on that with his leap finisher, of course, as well. Provides a little bit of support for them to actually push there. You know, More Guns really, you know, beginning of the season was so hopeful for them. They lost momentum midway. As soon as they came up against those tougher opponents now, you can really see the difference between a team like More Guns and a team like Rank 55.
I think at this point in the Pro League, there is a huge void between the top three teams and everyone else.
It's almost a gaping black hole at the moment. It almost feels like, you know, we were really talking about getting hyped for the fact that they were going to win this 500-0. But yeah, no, I think...
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that one. Kranox is going to be taken down over towards the mine as well, which will secure this node once more for rank 55 Dragons. They can't quite get themselves a 2-cap, but realistically at this point in the game, that's not the end of the world for them. They're quite happy in this situation. They can just hold on to this points lead as long as they damn well please up to 4 minutes and 17 seconds, because that's when the game ends. But Oracle is getting chased out here by Cranox. He's going to have some help though from Texby, and will be able to survive the little bit of burst that Cranox
all
has.
The things as he gets the knockback there. Wow, he just spammed all of his abilities hard. He just wanted to spend it all before they lose, maybe. Tasky moves over towards the midpoint, half HP, doesn't have his healing turret up. Healing turret, obviously, you know, is proved for most people to not be as effective as it was before, increasing that cooldown, of course, as well. Sorry, increasing that cast time, only 0.25 seconds, but it does matter in really intensive situations. A lot easier to interrupt, as that time feels like an age as we go over towards 11, who will distance himself from this point now in that 1v2. No, he's moving back in as Manko comes into the node, looking for the damage to take down Tasky before they win this game. Going for the boss on the side, they bring him into downstate. Nice knockback from 11. They are going to be able to win this 2v2, I believe, in the end. And Zuik, is he going to stay and just keep the point contested for glory?
For the banter.
For the banter. For the banter. For the lols. Why not? Xenix.
That's what it all boils down to in the end. Is rank 55 Dragons.
It is if you're in England.
They are going to take the 2-0 victory in the end with 2 incredibly convincing maps.
Because of the Merc's amulet, you know, and because of the fact that some people cannot, you know, teams are going to orientate around people, we might not actually see Thief played in the finals at all. But we'll have to wait and see as we see this first game between TCG and Super Smash, of course. Moving over to mainly the midpoint, actually, as we see a bit of stealth coming out from these guys. Looks like they're going for the main focus on Sling here. Then get some nice burst damage off. They will be able to take him down quite low. Dual Pain will start a lot of that coming out through his traits, of course, as well. And a lot of damage comes out. But again, you can see the survivability, not bad. And actually, Frey goes down as the damage is bounced back on towards these guys. They put him into downstate. And that's TCG losing a kill early on in the game. And maybe they can bring another kill from this team fight.
And losing the cap over at Temple, where both teams had a Druid, while TCG managed to get the Altar. So they're even in caps. A kill went the way of Super Smash. And if Super Smash can turn this into more, Tenshi, as you said, getting mowed. So maybe in trouble here. There's a whole lot of Condi stacked up on him. He's going to have some help from his team, though, so should be just about okay. Denshi on that Warrior as well, which, you know, a Warrior not a class that's renowned for its sustainability in these fights. So he is likely the focus target, and he will get absolutely bursted. More Condi stacking on him, and so close to going into the downstate. And yeah, they are just going to abandon ship. Pirate's Code comes into play, and Denshi actually is going to get rest. As I say that, Helseth grabs him.
Yeah, I mean, Amstar actually continued to pressure Lord Asura, where actually he probably just should have jumped on the node, and Asura pulled him away, and that's really one of the extra reasons why I was probably able to get up in the end. As we go over towards the altar, blue team have a 2-cap now, though. As they've sustained mid, they lost that early kill, but they sustained it to a point where the rest of the team could get around the map and get the cap, which is exactly what's happening over towards this altar now, as Helseth is going to be able to defend successfully versus Sable and also Amstar here. But they are one member down. TCG need to back this up or leave it. They need to make a decision. They do. Helseth moves away, but Asura gets on point easily. They don't even go for the decap there. That's quite surprising there. And Amkar actually over towards this midpoint in a lot of trouble. And he goes down here. Sling going to come in for the res as the Warrior. That's going to be very risky. And he gets mowed as well. And this is probably going to be the end of his days as he drops very low and will go into downstate. Yep. And Amkar as well will be finished off here. And that is the end of their story. Grim also potentially going to go down. That's 3-man wipe.
Goodness, this is
Sable and also Amstar over the other side of the map. It looks like it won't be too long and we see TCG members start to collapse on this position, but they need to think about this temple node as well, because Red Team will start to spawn back over towards their side of the map. So what TCG going to do? They're going to contest. Looks like Ron might be going there for the contestation on that. But Amstar now distorting, moving away from this fight. Free cap is real right now.
It certainly is, and that is just TCG showing dominance with a Warrior on their squad as well. They're kind of just flexing their muscles at that point. And as well, that's kind of the beauty of having a warrior. We saw that fight over towards the gate. You can just see the amount of damage that Denshi is able to throw out at his opponents. And now we're going to see a bit of a skirmish in between the nodes here as Super Smash, they don't really seem that sure on where they want to go with this one. Amstar going to port over towards mid and might be able to get the decap. Is going to be denied in the end, but they did get the decap over towards the altar. Amstar will go down eventually though, and now with Stillness on the map, that should easily be a TCG buff with them being a man up across the board. I don't see who is going to be able to contest that one, as we see a huge fight for the temple right now, but TCG still able to hold that as a node for themselves. There's no real decap coming out for Super Smash at this point in time, and now a 4-cap available for TCG. They're looking to win this one out quickly at this rate, but we are going to see a rotation coming out from Amstar, who's going to go to the gate. So a decap will be available there, and that means TCG only have this temple node to talk about, but they're going to be able to get a kill onto Sable towards that altar, and they will be able to recap that side node.
Yeah, NG's having trouble. I mean, we do see, of course, the Revenant crossing. Frey doing a fantastic job on the map at the moment at +1. And moving from skirmish to skirmish here. He's moving in towards that position over on the temple, of course, to bring out the extra damage potential. And actually interrupting Sling there on the side really brings him quite low. And even Asura bringing out the support so they can push even further to him. He's the main focus target and could go down, although he gets supported very well by Amka here. But he's lost a lot of cooldown. Still 2 caps TCG as we are at 10 minutes left in this game, and they're ending this fast. Rank 55 not ending it very quickly at all versus more guns. It feels like TCG want this over and done with as Frey's starting to get a bit focused here. Knockback comes out as well as he gets his sustain from the rest of his team in terms of support in this team fight situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is what Texby was maybe talking about as well. He was saying he doesn't like the composition that Rank 55 are running at the minute. It's very slow, very sustained, and that's not the kind of playstyle that he enjoys. Maybe he's looking more towards a warrior composition like TCG are bringing to the table. And I realise that this is...
You play to win.
This is on paper a fairly one-sided matchup anyway, so the team comp isn't massive in this game, but I don't fully expect to see Warrior in the finals. But again, this is kind of what we're talking about.
Merc's gone, it's gonna be, I'm not sure. I mean, Warrior is, you know, haven't really
I don't
seen
really
much
rate Warrior that much anyway, even with Merc. So it's, I think there's just much stronger compositions that he can bring. But I don't think TCG have ever been a team that's all that serious about bringing the optimum composition.
The Condi application that the Mesmer has in this situation, you can see though it's a lot more versatile than it was in terms of, you know, sustainability. But Sable cannot get into a good matchup to save his life at the moment. I mean, blimey, that's just almost impossibility for him to get anywhere on the map, and he's being put in 1v1s and he's not able to sustain himself, and he needs some kind of support from his team. And it's just not coming out. They're not able to move into that situation. And, you know, I mean, can we even see the score line here in terms of even personal score? It's a big difference. And now we're going to move towards the bottom side of the map as we do have, of course, Amka down here versus Lord Asura. Lord Asura is just going to keep this sustained while the rest of the teams are going to move upstairs and keep the 2-cap going. This is 400 points to TCG. We will tip our hats to you as you get the 3-cap there with Denshi grabbing the mid. And that is going to be... It was game as soon as, you know, we started to see the 2-cap come out. You know, quite a considerable amount of time ago, where Smash not able to get any points on the board from about 3 minutes on.
No, they've managed to get Stillness, but Stillness doesn't do all that much for you when you don't have a single node on the map. It's going to deny... It denies the 6-cap, but what does that matter when there's a 3-cap available anyway? Sable will go down. Amka tries to res him, but will just go down. Brothers in arms there will be dropped together and just burnt to a crisp as they're like laid down in that fire. But Rom now...
I'm pretty sure it wasn't their choice, but...
Well, yeah, you know, I'm not sure they chose to be there.
Although, to be honest, at the moment, they might as well just lay down and die because they have been absolutely destroyed in this game.
Yeah. Well, there it is as well. That is going to be the game done in
there you go.
A quick one. 7 minutes and 43 seconds. The players have actually started without us. So let's jump straight on into this second map.
They just want to go.
And see how this one's going to pan out.
They want to get this done. They know TCG know the score here. They're just playing it out. And Super Smash trying to get anything from this, maybe. Potentially as well, as we see Halsep over towards the other side of the map. We do see a cap coming out from Super Smash, of course. Their early game was not bad, like right at the start. Their rotation wasn't too bad. They collapsed on TCG, but it felt like, again, those mind games, putting them into a false sense of security so they could just go elsewhere on the map, get the 2-cap, control the game in a different way. And, you know, as soon as they got Denshi back up, you know, TCG just came back with a vengeance and they just played it their way, which was controlling, but also very damage-orientated as well. And that's the experience of the orange logo players coming back into TCG. Kind of aggression mixed with tactical play, which is a good mix from this TCG side. It seems to be working quite well versus Super Smash especially. But yeah, good job at the moment from both teams.
Yeah, even Stevens on the board right now. Super Smash managing to keep up to Civilized Gentlemen, but we'll see whether they're going to be able to keep that up throughout this game, and that's going to be the question, because it was kind of a couple of minutes in that TCG seemed to just flick a switch and suddenly just start annihilating Super Smash. We'll see if that's going to happen in this matchup as well. Super Smash, though, are going to be able to get the decap over towards the Henge, but that's going to be equalized with the decap on the Mine as well. So neither team now with a node, but it's going to be Grimkram, who's not in a great situation. He's going to get healed up again, though, and Fraze as well, incredibly low. But
not interrupting the Celestial, that was unfortunate. They couldn't CC him up, or just a fraction of a second later that they didn't get off. He'd definitely be in the down state by now. Again, you see Frey coming out with the staff. He's got his heal available. Good old Grim. He's going to just have to kite away for a moment, trying to get the knockback and potential condition removal that comes with any glyphs. But we are going to see Frey is going to be maybe focused a little bit himself. The Druid cannot regenerate himself hard enough here with Sable as well. And Frey and Rom doing a fantastic job here as the Revenant just evading a lot of damage, able to be very offensive there as well. Just put Sable and, of course, his partner in crime, Grim, there in just a horrible situation where they're just outmatched. It's not the best matchup, you know.
Outmatched and out cold in that one, as Amka is going to go down towards mid as well. Sling,
wait for it,
trying to save him, but I don't think it's going to happen. Vapor Form is going to be used to get onto node, and they're trying to channel the res, but it's just not going to happen. And look at this, we're starting to see a wipe come out here for TCG. They've managed to take down 3 members. They're going to look towards Sling as well, as Amstar is going to be finished off by Helseth there. Sling has only got so much HP to work with, and he's just about out of cooldowns as well. He'll be dropped into that down state. 4-man wipe comes out from TCG, and we said we wonder how long it'll be before TCG take control of the whole map. Well, apparently it was exactly 3 minutes, because now they have complete control. They've got the 3-cap once more for themselves, and they're going to just start to run away with this game.
They need to bring some kind of switch emote. If you've got anything that resembles a switch in chat, they just flipped the switch and they went to a 3-cap, getting a 3 or 4-man wipe and utter domination from TCG on this map. Absolutely intense damage, intense, you know, they're matching up well as well. They're just on this, and Super Smash, it feels like they just play, I don't know, right now, they can't have much in their minds in terms of coming back from this. That's 200 points in 4 minutes already. And they've got nothing on the board, and nothing really going for them at all.
I think the scariest part is this is a 3 versus 4 in favor of Super Smash, but they can't even hurt the members from TCG. They just don't seem to be able to fight back. Grim goes down, in fact, towards mid in a 1 versus 1.
And now they're going to get the extra damage coming in from Frey, and Frey's looking to really pick targets off. Sable being one of the main targets here as well. Pulls out the staff, trying to get some room here, but doesn't bring it out, unfortunately, in the end. Nice mower, actually, from Super Smash. That was really good, because Frey was just going to be allowed to do a lot of damage. Look at the support coming out from Rom, as well as also Masura there. That's the kind of thing you need to allow your damage dealers to really be offensive. And Sable is just not getting that at all at the moment. He's got some support on point now from Anchor and Sling, but they're in a 3v2 here. Over on the side, you see Rom and Denshi just distancing themselves from the node to just focus and move over with Grim towards the midpoint, and Rhodes below Keith. But he's not even going to get there. He's just been put down. He's been taken to the vet.
Yeah.
He's injured himself, and they're saying, no, you're not having none of that. Sorry, guys. There's no amount of money you can pay. We're taking it.
That was dark.
It was dark, actually, wasn't it?
I'm not sure what just happened there.
I'm not sure.
I think Jebro may be having flashbacks to his childhood on that one. But anyway, yeah, so Super Smash lose a member in the darkest fashion we've seen in the Pro League.
From me, anyway.
But anyway, TCG running away with this on 300 points, 10 times the points of Super Smash right now. And we're going to see...
That's how it kind of feels for Super Smash,
Yeah.
you know? It feels like the dark days are here for these guys because there's no way out of it. You can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel because there is no light. There is no light at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, maybe that analogy just works for Super Smash as a whole team, being the wounded animal going to the vet right now.
Pretty
because
much.
TCG are just pummeling them.
Did I even start that one?
I don't even know like what there is to commentate on right now because this is just utter destruction. Amstar trying to fight out against Rom on this midpoint, but he's just not going to be able to find the fight at all. He's just trying to kite away and survive at this point. We'll be able to get a nice little kite away from Fraze, who's ended up blinking to the wrong side of the barrier there. But Grim, once more, is going to be knocked down. Sableball can't get the res, and that is going to be the henge going the way of TCG once more. So another cap going in their favour. They're just 150 points away from victory at this point. But honestly, this second game has felt more like a formality than a competition.
Yeah, exactly. It does, doesn't it? Just getting on with the season, winning dominantly. And yeah, good job from these guys. Again, Sable just goes so low. I mean, it might be again, like I don't want to sound like it's not just the player thing, but it's the team as well. You know, being able to make him viable, which is what Texby was saying earlier. You know, we need to change our team comp to make one of our, you know, they're all best players in my mind, but making someone viable by changing your comp, changing your team composition to make sure that person is going to be viable. Because, you know, maybe Levin running Thief and then Zan running Scrapper is way too risky for those guys. But, you know, we might have to see what happens with Mercs. Maybe it's going to, you know, help Scrapper come back.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the Mercs changes are going to do to the meta and how the meta is going to look when we start off with our finals. But Amstar,
it's not going to be trouble here. It's not going to be as horrible. It's not going to be as impactful, drastic, as you know, the last finals where we saw a patch coming right before
basically
the finals.
Complete meta change right at the start of finals.
But we had to learn a lot. Oh, swag? No. Fine. I was going to be a swag stuff. No, okay, fine, maybe not. It's complete denial there. But yeah, that's going to be game. Not even able to get as many points as they did in the last series as well, where Temple probably potentially you could, just by grabbing yourself stillness and a capo. So not able to really do anything on the map here for Super Smash. Not really able to do anything this season, unfortunately, for these guys. We haven't really felt their presence, unfortunately. No,
I think you're absolutely right on that
Maybe
one.
in the kind of like, you know, I don't want to keep talking about the vet and the dog thing. Sorry if you're having those moments.
Anyway, apologies if you at home have had a pet recently die and Jebro's bringing up horrible thoughts. But anyway, that is going to be TCG taking that second match and taking the series 2-0. So a very convincing victory from TCG.
I think we should go now.
I think we should go now. I don't think the interview is happening tonight, unfortunately. We can't quite get in touch with the players, so we're going to have to move on from that one. So thank you very much for watching, guys, but we're going to round out this week's Pro League, and make sure you tune in next week for the very last group stage week. Week 7 is going to be next Monday. But indeed. I have been Munchables. That has been Jebro. This has been Charnold. And from us and from production, we're going to say goodnight and make sure you tune into America later on this evening.